Good morning, Mrs. Cosmani. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. My name is Sarah, and I'm going to be your nurse working with you today. So, what brings you here?
My nurse at the long-term care home told me to come in and talk about, tell you or talk about why I'm not taking my medication.
Okay, your medication for what?
She says I have high blood pressure.
Okay, and if you can think on the top of your head, how long have you had high blood pressure?
About 2 months, I would say.
Okay, and have you taken your blood pressure medication within that time, or?
I mean, I don't see the necessity, like why I should take it. It's not affecting me. I don't feel any different if I don't take it, so.
Oh, okay. Has anyone explained to you the importance of taking your blood pressure medication?
I mean, usually they come in once a week and they put the little cuff around my arm and then they look at the machine and they tell me, well, you have high blood pressure. And I'm like, okay, but I don't feel different, so why should I take medication when I don't feel different?
I can understand and appreciate that. Well, thank you for coming in today and sharing that with me. Have they explained to you what these numbers mean at all to you? Do they tell you what your blood pressure is?
They just say hi.
Hi. Okay. Well, I have a little picture here to show you. So this is your top number, which is your systolic, and this is your bottom number, which is diastolic.
Okay.
And what these numbers tell us is how hard your heart is working to pump the blood to the rest of the body.
Oh, okay.
Right. So the higher these numbers are, the more hard that your heart has to work to pump the blood to your other vital organs. If these numbers are not maintained or controlled, it has the potential to cause other further complications. It puts more pressure on your other vital organs, such as your kidney and your liver.
Oh, okay.
So it's important to try to keep these numbers down.
Okay, I see.
How do you feel about that? Were you explained that before, or?
I mean, I guess it makes sense knowing that if my heart has to work harder, then obviously I don't want that, right? I want to maintain my functional ability for my children and my grandchildren.
Right, right. No, I completely understand. And if you don't mind me asking, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the least important, 10 being the most important, how important is your health to you?
A 5.
A 5, okay. Why a 5 and not a 2?
Well, as I mentioned, my children are important to me, and I want to be there for them as long as I can. But it's still, they don't feel different, so there's still that. Like, why take something when I don't feel different? But as you explained to me that it's my heart has to work harder, so maybe I will feel different later on. So it makes me, I guess, think about taking it.
Right, and so the thing with blood pressure is that even though you may not be, it is, usually you don't see signs until later on, until damage is already done. So it's actually good to control it in the beginning so that these complications don't arise or all of a sudden you end up in the hospital.
Okay.
So after knowing, a little bit about these numbers, how important is it to you, or what would that make you want to change or make you want to take your medication?
Yeah, for sure, yeah. It would.
Okay, well I actually have this little pamphlet here.
Okay.
So it actually explains what hypertension is, the risks and the complications, and there's actually a little chart at the back where you can have a good visualization of what your numbers are. Yeah. So when the nurse comes in to see you and she takes your blood pressure, jot it down, so that way you have an idea, now knowing what these numbers are, where your blood pressure is at. Does that sound realistic?
I'll definitely do that, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, and also here's my card with my number on it. You can call me or contact me at any time.
Okay.
I just want to, if you don't mind, wrap up everything that we've kind of, talked about today and touched on. So you've come in with the concern about your blood pressure and you not taking your blood pressure.
Yeah.
We've talked a bit about the importance of taking your blood pressure. Yeah. We've explained what the systolic and the diastolic numbers mean. And now you have a pamphlet to bring with you back to your home, and you can record on your own what those numbers are.
Yeah.
And if you don't mind rescheduling with me within 2 weeks, bring those numbers back. We'll have a look at it together, and we'll talk a bit about how you've felt now that you've been recording it, and possibly create a new plan to implement the medications, because we don't want to go too long without taking your blood pressure medication. How does that sound?
Sounds good. I think I can do that.
Perfect. Thank you so much for coming
No
today. I
problem.
really
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. Take care.